Hello everyone, this is group 39 and now we're going to introduce the front end of our project through the Jupyter Notebook. And this is our first part, and we can see that we can slide this bar at any time to view data for a specific time period. The first plot shows the daily discussion volume on social media. The figure helps us see how active the discussion was during different time periods. It gives us a general view of when few price topics receive more attention on social media. And when the discussion was relatively quiet, this is useful because it provides a basic background for comparing social media activity with other data sources later. And then this is a dual axis bar chart. It shows two sets of data side by side using two different scales, one on the left, one on the right. This is useful when you want to compare two things measured in different ways without needing two separate charts. Here we can see that Blue Sky had more posts than Mastodon, but the sentiment scores for both platforms were very close to each other. And this one is a box plot. Rather than showing just one average number, it shows the full range of the data, the middle point, the spread, and any values at the far ends. This makes it easy to see how much the data varies across groups. In this case, we can see the news article had a higher and more consistent sentiment compared to the two social platforms, which were closer to neutral. And this one is a line chart. It shows how values change over time, with each line representing one group. It is a simple and clear way to compare trends. Looking at this chart, Mastodon data goes back to 2023 and was quite up and down at first, while Blue Sky only appears from 2025. Both platforms shows a clear drop in early 2026, which is worth looking into. And this plot shows city-level post volume and sentiment. The figure combines two types of information. The bars show how much discussion came from each city or location, and the line shows the weighted sentiment score. The main purpose of this figure is to compare discussion activity and public sentiment across different places. It helps us understand whether some locations had more active discussions and whether the tone of discussion was different between cities. However, the results should be interpreted carefully because location information in social media data may not always be completed or accurate. And then this plot shows the daily average fuel price. This figure gives us the main price trend during the study period. It is important because fuel price is the key background in our project. By looking at this figure, we can identify periods where prices are relatively stable and periods where prices change over more clearly. This price trend is later used as a reference when we compare fuel prices with social media sentiment and news volume. And the next figure compare fuel price with social media sentiment. This figure helps us explore whether public sentiment changes when fuel prices change. For example, it allows us to observe whether sentiment becomes more negative during periods of higher fuel prices. However, this figure is mainly used for exploratory analysis. The title also shows one limitation that the data from the fuel price data and the social media data did not fully overlap. Because of this, we should not use this figure to make a strong causal claim. And then the next plot compares new volume with fuel price. This figure helps us understand the relationship between media attention and price changes. It allows us to observe whether and views coverage increasing around major fuel price movements. It is useful because news data can show how much attention the topic received from media sources, while fuel price data shows the real price background. And the next plot is the top 20 keywords from social media plots across all platforms. The figure helps us understand the main topic discussed in the dataset. Many frequent words are related to price, tax, government, cities, cars, and energy. This suggests that the collected process are relevant to fuel prices, transport costs, and policy discussion. This figure is useful because it gives a clear and a simple overview of the most common words in the social media data.
And this figure uses bar charts to show how often each word appears in the data. The longer the bar, the more times that word came up. The bottom chart puts all three groups together for a direct comparison. We can see that each platform has its own set of top words. For example, Blue Sky focuses more on price and cost, where Mastodon leads with electric and cars. And this figure uses word clouds to give a quick visual summary of the most common words in each group. The bigger the word, the more often it appeared. Word clouds are mainly used to give the audience a fast sense of the key themes. Here, the three clouds at the first look quite different from each other, which tells us that each platform was focused on a different side of the same topic.
And we can see the final plot. It is combined word cloud for all social media platforms. This figure has a similar role to the keyword frequency chart, but it presents the information in a more visual way. Larger words appear more often in the dataset. This makes it easier for the audience to quickly understand the main topic in the discussion. It is especially useful in the presentation because it gives a quick visual summary of the text data.
Okay, that's everything for our front end. So thanks for listening and see you next time. Bye bye.